that? Was that not a child crying? This reminds me of this story. It is after 9 months and a baby boy has been born. In our African context, there is ululation. 5 times they are saying, a newborn has been born. Indeed, a blessing has been born. But the story of the crying boy child reminds me of the tears of the boy child. The boys really shed tears. The story of the boy child takes me back to creation story. When God created man within Adam, he realized that Adam, after creating other creatures, Adam was not happy in the Genesis story of creation. And when Adam was not happy, God created Eve to accompany him. But the first sons of Adam, Abel and Cain, were involved in a tug of war. And this begot the famous jealousy that caused the death of Abel. And Abel, the beloved son of Adam and Eve, dies, and his blood is crying. And God comes out with a question to Cain, where is your brother? Then the famous answer of Cain, which hangs in the whole world, even today, I am not my brother's keeper. Who is the brother's keeper? Then the boy child begins to cry, and his tears continues to flow. Even at the moment of Noah, going through to the moment of the birth of Moses. Did you notice where Moses was taken? Why was she? Why was he hidden in a basket? Because the boy child of that moment of Israel was being killed, and his tears continued to flow. Then came the moment of the prophets. Prophet Jeremiah is crying all the way. In the moment of raw history, we get to another very important moment. Son of Jacob, Joseph, sold by his own real brothers. The tears of the boy child continues to flow. And when Joseph is sold by his little brothers, later on forgives them, but the tears of the boy child continues to flow. Then comes to the New Testament. When Jesus Christ was born, what happened? Herod killed innocent boys, finished them, because he's fearing that the king is born. And this king who is born will overthrow him. The tears of the innocent boy child. And then Jesus Christ goes on his life. But yet again, a moment of the boy child is experiencing some pain. Indeed, the tears are flowing. Why do I reflect about the boy child and his tears? The boy child has been neglected. Indeed, has been neglected. And emphasis has been given from the time of the Belgian declaration of the culture. The boy child has gone into a moment of pain and persecution. And indeed, the boy child is crying. He's crying for freedom. He's crying for being abroad, The upbringing of the boy child has been, in question. We have quite a lot of challenges that face the boy child. And one of them is the aspect of the absent father, figure in the parenting of the child. The boy child is facing the absence of the father, a father who is able to take care of him, a father who is a model, a father who, kind of inserts in this boy values of boy, of manhood, who a man is, how to grow to become a responsible man. Indeed, counseling and guidance from the thinker father, from the parent, is missing in our modern time. The boy child then, upon realizing that he has been neglected, and he has the void, or rather emptiness, a moment of feeling empty in the heart and in the mind, then he runs away looking for something to fill that which is missing. Running around looking for somebody to give him advice, somebody to take care of him, somebody to listen to the pains of a young boy, who, whenever he expresses his pain, they tell him, boy child, don't shed tears. Boy child, don't, cry. Yet the boy child is in pain. The boy child is experiencing pain, spiritual, emotional, psychological, all these kinds of pain. And the boy child is going through this moment of difficulty. Then the boy child goes back and embraces what now we call a moment of feeling the empty void in his soul. And that's why we get into a boy child who is in trance. A boy child who has gotten into, child labor because he wants to get something from the poverty that he is experiencing in the family. This boy is lured by free and easy monies, and that is why he's getting into, radicalization for payment to become a terrorism, put into the cult of Illuminati because he wants money, getting into crime, stealing, robbery, and all these kinds of moments because he wants money to fill the void, getting into, negative, moments of attitude and behavior, and, is kind of hates himself and wants to destroy himself because nobody cares about this boy child. This pain and suffering that boy child has embraced has led a boy child to astray. And my tears, the tears of the boy child, is a cry and a call to every institution that matters to think a little bit about the boy child and say, hey, who are responsible for their bringing of this boy child? I want to say the first one is the parent. You parents, what measures are you taking to take care of the boy child? I want to give you an advice. There is what we call the Kamba African traditional Dome boys, where the old men of the old, our great fathers of the Kamba tradition, will sit down around fire and embrace a moment of instilling values to the boy child. Graduates of the boy child school of Dome are the most responsible men of the old and now, if they exist. Men of our time, open Thome boys. Then goes to the church. The church as an institution has a responsibility to take care of the boy child. Otherwise, where do we get priests of tomorrow? Where do we get CMA of tomorrow? Men of the church of tomorrow? Where do we get leaders who are responsible tomorrow if we don't take care of the today boy? The church has a responsibility. Where are the so-called outer boys groups that used to be? Where are the so-called the Dominico Savio boys groups, the Alois boys? John Bosco of our time must arise. The spirit of John Bosco must arise and embrace the boy child and bring him back from the cage of the wickedness and the destruction of our time. And embrace the boy child, understand him, listen to his cry, wipe his tears, and bring him into the church. And the government also, as the third institution, has a responsibility. The government has to have policies and systems that will indeed take care of the boy child. But above all, the boy child has a role. Himself, he has a role to take care of himself. Nobody will take care of your life, young boy, if you don't rediscover yourself, embrace your vocation, go forth and prove to the world, yes, you are a responsible young person who has a now and a future, who minds and cares about his future, who is really ready to embrace is being a man, growing to a responsible man, who indeed will be a man who people are responsible. People rely on. And the first person whom this responsibility goes is to the boy child himself, because you have a right to live your life. And the second person is because we don't only live for ourselves, we also live for others. We are not a gift to ourselves only, we are gifted to the others. Just as rivers don't drink their own water, we, the young boys, will have to go out there and serve the humanity, serve God in the church as priests, religious men, serve God in the others as we embrace this great vocation. Oh my God, give us grace to rediscover that the tears of the boy child ought to be wiped. We need to see and listen to the cry and indeed discover that for long now the boy child is crying. And this comes from the echo of saints, because I know and I remember there are those saints who indeed loved, served, and listened to the cry of the boy child. Saint Don Bosco and the beloved boy Dominico Savio, whom all the boys are called upon to embrace, for he loved Christ. He loved Christ. He said, I will not sin. I will only rather die than to sin. I will receive the Eucharist. I will always be a friend to Jesus. And indeed, I will, give myself to service to God. I want to hear and listen to those voices. Let us translate the tears and the cry of the boy child to a moment of joy, the joy of the boy child being repentant and going out there to serve, because God has created you, not just that, but he created us for a design, for a purpose, and for a great calling. May God bless. blessing, Father Zeno, reflecting about the tears of the boy child in the echo of science. I pray for all boys, and may Almighty God bless all the boys as they grow in the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit.